So, I want to tell you guys about the time I thought I had the flu after binge eating at Slice Pizza, coming off a Whole30, and how that is actually applicable to any type of elimination diet where you remove a ton of stuff, say you're never going to eat X, Y, and Z again, and then the inevitability of when they come back into the diet, what happens. So that's what this video is about today. So if you know anything about a Whole30, you take any processed foods, dairy, grains, alcohol, anything like that out of your diet, and you go all in 30 days, just very whole, nutrient-dense foods. And so you do end up eating some really awesome, healthy food for this stretch of time. The issue is how realistic is it and how does it end? So when I think back about my experience with the Whole30, I will say I felt good towards the end with no sugar. But again, I ask the question, is where are you going to go from there? Because are you really going to be the person that never eats birthday cake when your kids make something? My girls do a lot of baking, so am I going to be saying, no, I don't want to eat that because of my diet, not go celebrate Christmas, New Year's? Every time that comes around, there's this tension in my head of, am I going to be able to stay on track with my diet and have those decisions to make? And that'd be a stressful time in my life, because that's how I used to live. Is I would get really hardcore on a diet, and this thing would be around the corner, and I would be freaking out, figuring out how do I manage it. And so Whole30, to their credit, they talk about it not being something that you do forever and how to transition from the 30 days back into kind of more normal living. But again, they can give that advice, but is that realistic? And so what happened for me is the end of the 30 days happened sometime middle of the week. And I actually made it a few more days because we were heading into the weekend, and my brother and sister-in-law invited us to go to Slice Pizza, which is a great local pizza place here in town. I love it. And so I got there and I was thinking, need to keep it somewhat moderate, don't need to go too overboard. But man, when I sat down at that table, I think I lost sense of control. And so I got a beer, hadn't had a beer in 30 days. I'm not a huge drinker anyway. I wanted to have one with my pizza, so got that, and we got an appetizer, and then I got my own pizza. They're not like massive or anything, but it's not just like a personal pan pizza. And I ate the whole thing, ordered another beer, and then we got dessert. And so, it was a full day of eating, a full night, I guess I say, of eating. And so got home, didn't feel great. In the middle of the night, woke up, didn't feel great. It was a Saturday night, so church the next morning, I didn't go because I woke up and was literally wondering if I had the flu. My body was aching, my head was hurting. I felt swollen. My ankles were swelled up like I was a pregnant woman or something. It was crazy. And to this day, Michelle, my wife, will laugh at me and make fun of me. Making fun of me, I just heard her walk into the kitchen, so we're gonna go ask her what she remembers about that night and how I was acting after binging at Slice. So hang on just a second. Going here. Michelle, when we got done with Whole30, the night at Slice Pizza, what is it that you remember the most?
You coming home and moaning and groaning in the bed, like, oh, they're gonna let me do it again, like just acting ridiculous when you got home.
And that's it. She really does love me. I sat there and I made the choice, I made the decision, but almost felt out of control. And that's what I kind of want to talk to y'all a little bit about, is when you take something and you eliminate, I'm never going to eat sugar, I'm not eating sugar, I'm not eating carbs, I'm going keto, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm doing paleo, I'm doing whatever the buzz of the time is. It'll change every year or so, every 2 years. But whatever that kind of buzz or fad is, for that time period, is when you eliminate those things, what happens when they get reintroduced? Can you have that self-control? Are you gonna be like the D-bag at parties that can never have anything, or at your holidays with your family, and oh no, I can't eat that? Because I was that guy. I was that guy. I took my little Tupperware and I wanted a food scale and all that kind of stuff at certain different phases of things, or I wouldn't eat this, or I wouldn't have birthday cake, and that just got to be too much. I didn't want to live that way. And so instead of having to eliminate things, instead of having to live like that, where it's this constant fear hanging over me of how was I going to handle this situation, the change was figuring out how to be disciplined and learn moderation, understand that weight loss, weight gain was a big picture thing, not these little minute individual choices, that it was really about calories in versus calories out. It wasn't one type of bad food that was causing my problems. And understanding that led to a lot of freedom, to where I could eat the brownie that my girls bake, have the birthday cake, enjoy Christmas, enjoy Thanksgiving, whatever it is, enjoy those things, and then not be this tension of this back and forth. forth. And so my experience with the Whole30, I did learn a lot. It was a good thing in some respects. In hindsight, like I said, learned a lot, but also set myself up for a lot of like yo-yoing back and forth, because when I got done, I was like, oh crap, I mean, I ruined it, I feel terrible, I can't eat this way, this stuff's so bad for me, when are we going to do another one? And Michelle was like, I'm not washing that many dishes, we're not cooking this much for the next, another 30 days, just kind of right after that. But it was just this constant back and forth like that, instead of learning on kind of big picture freedom. So if that's something that I could help you with, you want to talk more about, hit me up. I'd love to talk to you more about it. You can find me on Facebook, M. Jenkins Fitness and Nutrition, on Instagram, M. Jenkins Fitness. I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel, hit like on the video, all that kind of stuff. But link up with me somehow if I can talk to you more about it, and I could be of help to you there. So hope you guys have an awesome weekend. See ya.